then you get to pick somebody to pass it down.
Well, this is bull crap. Absolutely cannot fathom how I didn't win this. How could they in good conscience pick them instead of me? And ending my streak of speaking things into existence? Disgusting. Looks like I gotta take matters into my own hands. Hey strugglers. What the hell? Pretty sure I was gonna win that Publishers Clearinghouse $5,000 a week forever prize, but apparently 1 in 6.2 billion aren't as good of odds as I thought they were. If PCH isn't gonna hook me up, then very quickly I need to do an ad read, okay? Stick with me, I think you're actually gonna like this one a lot, okay? Y'all remember Trivia Crack? And that is all. Sponsor segment over, back to the video. If you've been paying attention at all, growing up, my parents let me watch like whatever I wanted. Seriously, I could just like... I could literally watch like whatever and they were like totally cool with it. Anything. Yeah, free reign over the old television set. They called me unsupervised Scotty back in the day because I could watch whatever I wanted to. No, there were a lot of shows that my parents didn't like us watching when me and my siblings were growing up, and one of them was Dog Eat Dog. We didn't have cable until I was a little bit older, so unless my brother and I were playing GameCube or our sister was making us watch A Cinderella Story for the 90th time in a row, network television was pretty much all we had. That's when I fell in love with Survivor, American Idol, The Amazing Race, pretty much just all reality competition shows in general. Enter Dog Eat Dog. Think Fear Factor, but with less gross food stuff and less danger. It's kind of like Minute to Win It meets Fear Factor.
We'll see which of our contestants can hang tough tonight on Dog Eat Dog.
I know it says Game Show Network in the corner of all these clips, but I promise you the show originally aired on NBC. Okay, that's how I watched it.
Any of our contestants could leave the studio tonight with $25,000. We sent them away to a training camp where we tested their physical, mental, and social skills.
Everybody goes to a training camp together before they're actually on the show, and it's so you can kind of practice the challenges that you're gonna be doing before you get there. So you have a chance to work on your skills when it comes to a challenge, and then you also get to see how the other contestants stack up, what they're good at, what they're bad at.
Don't make my butt look big.
Don't make my butt look big is the most 2002 thing I've ever heard.
I hurt myself. I feel like I haven't been able to be myself here with these people. Maybe they're intimidated by me, or that's why they're trying to keep me on the outskirts. Like I keep trying to get my in, and it's just not happening.
Or maybe you're just a freaking nerd, dude. Stop trying to hang with the cool kids, Tiffany. Not everybody can be as sick as Widow over there.
What? I can play the kooky guy and have fun, but there's a very serious side to me. A very dark side.
Most episodes had at least one person like Widow. And by like Widow, I mean a scary sci-fi character. Before every challenge, the contestants all vote on who has to do them. So like, for example, if it's a rock climbing challenge and in your training camp, somebody in particular sucked at rock climbing, that's probably who they're gonna vote to do it because then they will fail.
Our next challenge is a test of brain power and endurance. It's called Treadmill Trivia.
I voted for Widow.
Skylar, who did you vote for?
Voted for Widow.
How well did Widow do on the trivia stuff yesterday?
He did okay, but I don't think he runs too well. I think
You don't think so, huh?
Widow, how well did you do on the trivia stuff yesterday, in your
pretty
opinion?
well, yeah.
And the physical stuff?
Very well.
Do you ever work out?
Yeah, I do.
Do you run?
I run.
At the gym?
Treadmill. Just like a treadmill over there.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, looks like they may have voted for the wrong person. Widow says he's good at trivia and he's familiar with running on treadmills, so those other contestants might be in for a rude awakening here.
Your first question is what American author wrote the novels Player Piano and Slaughterhouse-Five?
Tell.
Incorrect. Kurt Vonnegut.
Well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
What is the official language of Brazil?
Spanish.
Incorrect. Portuguese.
Understandable mix-up. Not everybody knows that, okay?
What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Largest planet? Sun.
Incorrect. Jupiter.
Okay, well you can't blame him for that one. He's never seen the sun.
Tom Welling stars as a young Clark Kent on what WB drama?
Superman.
Smallville, Widow.
Incorrect.
Come on,
Smallville.
man.
What is the name of the current NFL team based in Detroit?
Oh no.
The Lions, Widow.
Incorrect.
The Lions.
What Kellogg's brand of cereal has a mascot named Toucan Sam?
Oh, thank goodness. I could not keep defending him. Did he say the sun was the largest planet? So here's the deal. If they fail a challenge, they go to the dog pound, but if they complete a challenge, they get to pick somebody who voted for them to go to the dog pound instead. Then at the very end of the game, when there's only one person left standing, each person in the dog pound has to answer a trivia question, and if they get more answers right than they get wrong, each person in the dog pound gets $5,000, but if they get more questions wrong than they get right, then the last person standing gets $25,000. We understand the rules now? So now you're probably wondering, okay, but why were you not allowed to watch this as a kid? It seems pretty normal. Well, I'm glad that you asked. There were a couple reasons why I, as a 6-year-old child, was forbidden from watching Dog Eat Dog. One of them was the water challenges. Each episode had at least one challenge involving water. Most of the time it was like 2 or 3. Whether that was moving weights from one side of the pool to the other, or like diving underneath to get stuff at the bottom, hanging upside down above the pool and trying to solve weird puzzles or something. Any excuse the show could find to use the pool, they were gonna use the pool. Now that's not a big deal. What, am I not allowed to look at the pool? Is the pool gonna give me nightmares? I'll have you know I skipped a level of swimming lessons, okay? I am the king of the pool. I'm the king of the pool, and I wear my uniform with pride, all right? Very convenient microphone placement. Let's just say I made the pool my bitch, all right? So then, what was the reason? Well, remember when I said that before each challenge, the contestants would vote on who had to do the challenge? If something water-based was coming up, you could bet your sweet ass that 9 times out of 10 they were voting for the babe with the hottest bod. Nothing else mattered. They could literally be like, yeah, so I see everybody voted for Rachel. She's an Olympic swimmer, first female Navy SEAL. Trevor, why did you think that she wouldn't be able to complete this?
She got really nice boobs.
4 votes for Tiana. Tiana, what happened? Nobody here likes you.
I'll tell you, I think she can do it, to be honest. I just got to see the suit. I'm like the rest of these guys in the audience. You got to see the suit again. All right, I got to see it.
Do you have any past experience in swimming or diving or anything like that?
Years ago, I was a flight attendant.
I swear every single reality show ever has at least one flight attendant on it. What is it with flight attendants and going on reality TV?
And part of the training, I had to practice water rescues, drag bodies across pools, throw them in rafts, and swim Olympic-sized pools.
Wow, so this should be easy.
Ah, she's trained in this. Well, thank goodness she was never put in a position to have to save people's lives. But again, that's like not really that big of a deal. It wasn't just the fact that the guys would always vote for the girls to do the water challenges. It was more so the fact that production made them strip down into their bikinis on camera every single time. They dedicated a lot of screen time to this.
And so what we have learned applies to our lives today. And God has a lot to say in his book. You see, we know that God's word is for everyone. And now that our song is done, we'll take a look.
So here I am, 6 years old, sitting no more than 5 inches away from the TV screen, drooling all over the place. And my parents are just like, well, this isn't... This can't happen. So after that, I got to watch the show up until the strip teases started. And then the channel would mysteriously get changed over to PBS Kids. Obviously, I was pissed, justifiably so. Baddies don't bust it down on Cyber Chase. I may be 6, but call me Jack Harlow because I want to see some ass. Eventually, though, the show decided that that wasn't good enough either. What they were already doing was not good enough because they got a group of contestants that actually wanted to win. So in one of the episodes, they voted for a guy to do the water challenge because they knew he wasn't a good swimmer from the training camp and he probably wasn't going to complete the challenge. And the network said, ew, there's no fucking way we're gonna let that happen again. Give me an all Playboy Bunny cast. Okay, now if you know what's good for you, get me some NFL cheerleaders. This is Hollywood, baby. I wanna see some push.
Nicole, tell Aisha why she's gonna be first up tonight.
Well, I had to vote for Aisha because she's just too cute. I really want to see her wet.
Okay, right, yeah, see her wet, sure, okay.
Nicole, because with all that talk about her lingerie calendar, I want to see what is underneath your uniform.
Lingerie calendar, right. Okay, I see what's underneath, for sure, for sure.
I'm gonna fall.
You know, I am just now realizing that at one point in my adolescence, I had a thing for trapeze artists. And I think this may have been why.
Sorry! Tiffany, you're off to the dog pound. Take a dive, sweetheart.
Perfect entry. Yeah, so clearly the whole point was to see these women in their bikinis. That was the whole show. Is what an idiot would say. Oh no, if you thought that was what we were here to talk about, you're gonna love this. I vaguely remember this next aspect of the show, but I clearly never saw a full segment. It would have been burned into my little developing brain if I had. I would remember it clear as day. And those were the strip challenges. Now we're talking. Every so often the show would have a challenge that would involve you taking off your clothes. So like for example, one of them is throwing a football through a big ring, and every attempt cost you an article of clothing. From what I could find, they did this segment 7 times total, and as we know, the contestants vote on who has to do the challenges. And surprisingly enough, the split for who was picked was 4 guys and only 3 girls. So, who says chivalry is dead? So even though I wasn't allowed to watch these segments as a kid, I'm a big boy now, and I can watch whatever the heck I want. And I checked with my wife, and she said it's okay.
All right, Nick, now remember, you get 1 guess at the word each time you pick a letter correctly. But each time you pick an incorrect letter, you have to give me an article of clothing.
T.
T. Is there a T? No T. No Nick, take something off. No R. No G, Nick. No S. You owe me another article of clothing. Is there a D?
There's gonna be a D if he keeps guessing letters wrong. Am I right, folks? Am I right?
You owe me another article of clothing. And you don't have much left.
You're very observant, Brooke.
Start having fun if he keeps doing that.
He's ripping.
Wow. Brooke, I think I'm gonna have to make my way to the dog pound.
You coward! Okay, calm down. It's just a show. It's just a show. Someone's gonna strip, okay? You've been waiting your whole life for this. Someone's gonna strip.
I ain't scared.
I'm going with an O.
Is there an O?
Daddy's about to show his pickles, son.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to go to the dog pound.
Oh, okay. Kind of relieved after that pickle comment, honestly. What I wouldn't give to have seen the full Monty uncensored. He is sexy. Steven. I know it's been a long year, but come on, Steven.
The puzzle is junkyard.
I never got that.
Just imagine what would happen if Donald guessed W. Yeah, that would have been that. Nothing would have changed. He still would have lost. I meant a Q. Oh, well, in that case.
If you take off your last article of clothing, I'll give you a golf ball, and you start from the naked line.
I'm going to the dog pound.
Oh, 2002, a much more modest time. Turn on literally any reality show today, and half the contestants are fully naked halfway through the first episode, and nobody even asked them to be. Maybe as a kid, I would have expected them to fully strip down, but as an adult, I understand that this was airing on NBC. It's not like this was on Spike or MTV or something. This is network television. But after further research, son of a bitch, 2 people actually did get fully naked. Look at this. I mean, it's heavily censored, obviously, but congratulations to them, I suppose. Good job. And there was another lady on the show who is actually a stripper, so she was fully willing to go all the way, but she's the only person that actually won her challenge. The universe just has a way of being so unfair. Lots of unhappy gentlemen in the comments of these videos too, complaining about the censoring. I guess they expected to see full frontal nudity on the same channel that played The Office. Like a lot of American TV, Dog Eat Dog was based on the UK version of the show, but also like a lot of American TV, our neighbors across the pond weren't nearly as sexy about it. I mean, look at these dorks. Nary an ab in sight. They didn't even have a pool. And here I am in swim trunks. Like an idiot. All of the contestants knew exactly what they were signing up for, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, those poor people forced to show off their bodies. I feel so sorry for them. Obviously, everyone was okay with the scandalous nature of the show. So, you know, don't need to get upset on someone else's behalf. It was a show from 20 years ago, and also somebody in literally the first episode suffered brain damage? The safety harness that was supposed to pull him out from under the water didn't work and he was just stuck underwater not getting oxygen to his brain. Just first episode kinks. You know, they ironed out the kinks. They didn't iron out that trapeze artist kink though. Okay, anyway, that's Dog Eat Dog. Was it as cool as I remember it being when I was 6? No. Did it permanently plant things into my spongy 6-year-old brain? Is this show the reason that I subconsciously root for the Jaguars every year?
I'll never tell.
No, Skull Vikings. All right, anyways, thanks for watching and thanks for liking and subscribing. I like doing the game show / reality show type stuff. People send me suggestions all the time. I'm kind of bad about that. I usually just like to go with my own ideas, but hey, if you have a really good idea, feel free to send it to me. The links for my other social medias are in the description. That's a good place to do that. Also, 2 more weeks. Extra thank you to my patrons. Those that are listed here are in the top tier on Patreon. Anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye.